The world was doomed. Following the battle against Beerus, Goku revealed the secret of the heart virus. Many were left scared and confused, unsure of how to deal with this shocking revelation. As Goku began his training on Beerus' planet, he swore to never use the virus again. However, the disease would be unleashed once more as a revived and empowered Frieza invaded Earth. Gotenks unleashed the heart virus. The virus eliminated not only Frieza, but the Z Fighters and the rest of humanity. It was only through the godly intervention of Whis that the Earth was saved. Now, Goku is reminded once more of the terrifying power of the heart virus. Will he be capable of keeping his promise and resist the temptation of the disease? Find out now. A prelude to disaster. What if Goku learned the heart virus? Part 6. Following the disastrous Frieza Force invasion, the Z Fighters waste no time in reviving the fallen. After teleporting to planet Namek, Goku is able to gain the Namekian support and gather their Dragon Balls. The mighty Porunga is summoned, and his magic is used to bring the deceased Piccolo back to life. Goku was about to leave, but Elder Mori asks him if that's really all he needs. After all, there are still 2 wishes left. Goku ponders for a moment. Should he bring King Kai and Bubbles back to life too? They have been dead for a while. But then, a sudden realization hits him like a sack of bricks. No, King Kai can wait. This could be his chance to rid the universe of the heart virus. Goku requests for the heart virus to be destroyed, as Elder Mori nods, repeating the wish in his native tongue to the Wish Dragon. Unfortunately, in a move that surprises everyone, Porunga gives them a massive thumbs down. He was unable to grant this request. This wish was far beyond his power. Elder Mori couldn't comprehend what just happened. This was unprecedented. Goku sighs, lowering his head as he holds his hands tightly into a fist. He should have known. The virus couldn't be defeated that easily. If it could infect Lord Beerus, then the Dragon Balls definitely wouldn't be able to wish away the virus. It looks like magic wouldn't be his solution. He'd have to deal with this threat on his own. Mori apologizes to Goku about Porunga's refusal, asking timidly if he needs to make any other wishes. Goku was too upset to think, thanking Mori for his help before teleporting away. And so, Goku returns to Earth, and King Kai remains dead. Whoops. Time passes as the people of Earth continue their daily lives, society marching ever forward. At Capsule Corp, Bulma continues toiling away in her lab. Despite Goku's belief, he wasn't the only one trying to find a way to fight the heart virus. Bulma continues her research diligently, eagerly searching for a breakthrough that may lead to a cure. She had attempted to recreate the heart virus medicine that the time-traveling Trunks originally brought back from the future. If that vaccine was capable of destroying that version of the virus, perhaps it could work on this strain. It took a lot of convincing for Bulma to draw Goku's blood. After all, he was afraid of needles. Vegeta had to battle his rival and hold him down, yelling at him to stop squirming while Bulma did the procedure. Yet, early testing did not provide the results they wanted. This newly recreated vaccine had no effect on this newer, powerful, and resilient strain of the heart virus. Perhaps, if this vaccine was made much earlier, it would have worked. Sadly, it had mutated far too many times. Not only that, it seemed practically impervious to anything Bulma threw at it. Fire, radiation, a bag of ice. Nothing seemed capable of eliminating the virus. Perhaps she would have to consult with Whis, or some other godly being like the Supreme Kai. She might need to have some understanding of magic or require godly assistance in order to understand how exactly the virus was able to mutate to its current state. Yet, despite all the trials and tribulations, Bulma wasn't willing to give up. She was the smartest intellect on the planet. There was absolutely nothing she couldn't solve. Goku had spent his life fighting for the sake of Earth. It was time for her to fight for the world as well, in her own way. Maybe she could study Trunks and Goten for any clues. As Bulma continues her research, Goku and Vegeta resume their training on Beerus' planet. Lord Beerus had finally recovered from his sickness, although he made sure to always stand 6 feet away and wear a mask whenever the Saiyans were present on his planet. After witnessing the destruction of the human race at the hands of the heart virus, Vegeta is more motivated than ever before to break his limits so he can prevent any future dangers from threatening Earth again. However, for the first time in his life, Goku is reluctant to train. This was highly unusual and everyone could notice. Even the Oraclefish comments that it didn't need clairvoyance to see that something was wrong with Goku. It reaches a point that Whis has no choice but to step in, approaching his pupil as he asks what was wrong. The conflict in his heart was painfully obvious to see. Goku chuckles softly as he quickly confesses his thoughts. He fears that, if he gets stronger, the virus will get stronger as well. He could control it now, but what if he isn't able to contain the virus anymore? If the Earth was nearly wiped out by the heart virus within Goten and Trunks, what would happen if Goku stronger? Godly virus was unleashed. At that moment, Vegeta angrily stomped towards his rival, grabbing him by the scruff of his collar and barking to his face. How dare he talk like this? As if he had already lost! He was a Saiyan. It's in their blood to never back down in the face of a challenge. So what if this opponent happened to be a microscopic disease? He shouldn't give up, no matter what! But that wasn't all. Vegeta promises Goku that, if something were to ever happen that causes him to lose control of the heart virus, he won't hesitate to kill him. Goku wouldn't have to carry the burden of the heart virus on his own anymore. Whis thinks that Vegeta's proclamation was a bit too heavy-handed, but, strangely enough, Goku is comforted by his words. If there ever was anyone out there he counts on to kill him, it was probably Vegeta. Goku acknowledges his rival's resolve, as his apprehension and doubt seemingly disappears on the spot. Their training begins once more as the Saiyans grow by leaps and bounds. One day, their training is interrupted as another angel and god appear on the planet. It was none other than Champa and Vados, the siblings of Beerus and Whis from another universe. The cat gods bicker on sight. One thing leads to another, and their argument soon leads to the announcement of a tournament between both universes. Each universe would have a team of fighters duking it out, and whichever team won, they would win the Super Dragon Balls, a set of Dragon Balls that are much stronger than any other set in existence. Goku's heart skips a beat. Perhaps this could be how he gets rid of the heart virus once and for all? Beerus instructs his students to not lose, as he couldn't bear to stand his brother's taunts if he were to win this. Vegeta and Goku also weren't keen on letting their home world be moved to another universe. That'd be weird. The pair go on to recruit members for their team, which includes Piccolo, Majin Buu, and Krillin. Since the threat of the heart virus is pushing Vegeta and Goku to train so hard, Beerus doesn't feel the need to create the lie about Monaka. Oh well. Once the Z Fighters arrive at the tournament arena, they marvel at the alien stage and surroundings. The Universe 6 team seem to be rather impressive, But they were confused and slightly alarmed when they noticed that all teams and spectators had to be 6 feet apart. When asked why, Beerus merely said that it was for health risks. Whatever that meant. Goten and Trunks joined the Z Fighters in spectating the match, eager to see how much their fathers have improved. At this point, the boys still have no idea that they were nearly responsible for the death of humanity. Vegeta ruffles his son's hair in a surprise display of affection, encouraging the pair to watch the matches carefully, to take it all in, so they can see for themselves how experienced fighters battle. The tournament begins as Goku easily defeats his first opponent, Botamo the Bear. His immense, stretching body was a nice, refreshing challenge to surpass. He hopes that he can enjoy the rest of the tournament just like this. He hopes that there is no need for the heart virus to reveal itself once again. However, as the tournament progresses, Goku is put up against the heroic Frost. Or was he heroic? As Goku battles the alien, completely overpowering him, he is unaware of the secret needle hidden within his foe. Frost manages to covertly stab the Saiyan, confident that the battle is now over. Piccolo was the first to notice that Goku was suddenly performing rather poorly. His defensive stance was lacking, and his hits weren't as strong as they should be. Krillin agrees with this analysis. What was Goku thinking? But as Piccolo and Gohan look on, they then witness something that filled them with unyielding dread. Goku was clutching his chest. The pair were sent back in time, remembering the last time a Goku, clad in the aura of Super Saiyan, clutched his chest like that. It had happened many, many years ago. It couldn't be happening again. It just couldn't be. However, as Goku gets paralyzed by the poison and starts to get pummeled by Frost, their worst fears are confirmed. Suddenly, Goku feels his heart tighten. He grabs his chest, twisting his gi in pain as Frost gets nervous. Was his poison perhaps too effective? If Goku were to die now, he would be eliminated from the tournament. The Z Fighters panic, believing that the heart virus was reawakening once more. If he died, then he would never be capable of being brought back to life with the Dragon Balls. Beerus immediately orders Whis to put up a barrier around the ring to prevent any possible spread of the plague. Chi-Chi, Gohan, and the rest of Goku's family and friends beg Beerus to stop the fight. Goku was dying! He needed his help! Champa barks back, reiterating that if the gods were to interfere with the match, then Goku and his team would be disqualified. Beerus was nervous, sweating bullets as he debated internally on whether or not he should intervene. Goku was his student and prospective rival. He couldn't let him die before he gave him the fight he's always wanted. Yet, he also didn't want to lose to his stupid brother. After several long, painful, agonizing moments as Goku's screams filled the air, Beerus stood up. The tournament be damned, he wouldn't allow the fight he's always wanted to slip away from his hands. Whis, sterilize my gloves and hand me my mask. I'm going in. But of course, Lord Beerus. However, at that moment, a miracle occurs. Without seemingly any rhyme or reason, Goku stops screaming. In one moment, he was shouting in pain and laying on the floor, unable to move. In the next moment, Goku's eyes bolt open as he finds himself feeling completely fine. He jumps back up, shocking everyone watching as he looks at his hands in silence. He wasn't paralyzed anymore. Hey! I can breathe! I can fight! Goku doesn't know what happened to him, but he decided to not let this opportunity go to waste. He bursts into Super Saiyan, quickly closing the distance between himself and the befuddled Frost. The secretive villain's eyes widen as he was blitzed in a flash, knocking him out in seconds. Goku had won his second match. Beerus breathes a sigh of relief. He really didn't want to get potentially sick again. Chi-Chi immediately rushes over to her husband, crying profusely as she exclaims just how glad she was that he was alright. Goten and Gohan rush in next as Goku chuckles happily. It would have sucked if he had died before the tournament even ended. The Z Fighters are glad to see that Goku was A-okay. They thought he was a goner. Goku thought he was too, wondering what could have possibly happened to make the heart virus act like that. Frost cheating is revealed with Jocko's immaculate eyesight as the trickster is carried back to the Universe 6 stands. Bulma theorizes that, perhaps, the poison was affecting Goku's heart, which triggered the virus? And the virus ended up negating the effects of the poison? No one is really sure, but there's no time to think about it now. Vegeta decides that he wants to fight now, urging Kakarot to sit back down. Goku wants to continue fighting, but Vegeta tells his rival that he needs a bit more rest. Everyone can tell that Goku is still breathing heavily. The man himself hadn't even noticed, but Vegeta was right. He was breathing rather deeply. Perhaps his body hadn't gotten rid of the poison completely. Or maybe the heart virus was acting up once again. Goku ultimately relents, accepting Vegeta's request as he steps up to fight. Just like in the original story, Vegeta fights and defeats both Vegeta and Kaba. However, his winning streak is ended by the enigmatic assassin, Hit. Piccolo goes up next, but he too is swiftly defeated. Majin Buu hadn't passed the written exam, so he was already disqualified. Krillin tries his best, but despite catching his opponent off guard with a solar flare, he couldn't withstand Hit's assault. It seemed as if Hit would vanish in the blink of an eye, and in the next moment, land a devastating critical strike. No one can understand what Hit is doing, but Goku believes he might have an idea of what Hit's technique could be. As the last fighter left from Universe 7, Goku enters the ring. Before the match begins, Hit asks his opponent if he can really afford to fight right now. He saw how much Goku struggled in his last match. It would do him best to simply forfeit. After all, as the best assassin in Universe 6, it wouldn't sit right with Hit to eliminate a man who was ill. Goku simply grins in response, assuring the mysterious fighter that he shouldn't be worried about him, he should be worried about himself. Hit prepares his stance as the battle commences. He believes that this Goku will fall as easily as the others, but in a sudden reversal of fortune, Hit is punched square in the face. The assassin merely thinks this was a simple fluke, rushing in for another strike. However, Goku is able to successfully counter the attack once more. Hit was unsure how this was possible, as Goku reveals his hunch was right after all, correctly theorizing that Hit was capable of skipping time. Hit and the rest of the audience was utterly flabbergasted that Goku was capable of making such an estimation and countering it perfectly. Yet, this only served to motivate Hit for the first time in centuries. As the battle intensifies, Goku enters the mystical state of Super Saiyan Blue, leaving the audience mesmerized. Almost concurrently, Hit is forced to develop his time skip ability further and further. No one is sure who will win. Realizing that he was going to lose at this rate, Goku decides to gamble everything on his next move. He could only hope that this risky maneuver wouldn't end up reactivating the heart virus once again. Just when it seems like Hit is about to overcome the godly power of Super Saiyan Blue once more, Goku reveals his hidden trump card, His aura bursts into a crimson display as the Kaioken technique is unleashed for the first time in over a decade. This mixing of godly techniques overwhelms Hit as Goku is able to overpower and outmaneuver time itself. The fight seemingly reaches its climax as Goku breaks through and disrupts Hit's own time stop with a mighty punch. The ultimate assassin staggers back, wiping blood off his lip as the two warriors stare each other down. Suddenly, Hit decides to ask a question. Why was he holding back? The audience in the stands aren't sure what he means, as Goku responds with the same question. Hit reveals that he isn't aiming to kill, as this is simply a tournament match. He is an assassin, and most of his techniques are designed to kill. As a result, he cannot fight here with his entire arsenal. Goku sighs in disappointment. That was a shame. He would have loved to fight Hit at his full power, but it looks like he can't have that in this tournament match. Hit is silent before speaking once more. Isn't that the same for him too? Goku is quiet as Hit remarks that he too can sense that Goku is holding something back. Something deadly. Goku nods. He also can't go all out here because if he did, he would definitely kill him. Hit chuckles. He liked this on Goku's confidence and unwavering resolve. And his eyes. Hit could tell that Goku wasn't joking. Just as much as Hit could kill Goku if he wanted to. Goku was completely capable of ending Hit's life just as quickly. Hit says he also wishes he could fight Goku under different circumstances. He hasn't had a battle this exciting in over 1,000 years. Regardless, this battle must end. It was time to finish this. The pair rush at each other for one final strike. Hit attempts to fake out Goku with a time skip, using his other fist to land a critical blow on Goku's vital point. At the same time, Goku punches Hit square in the face. The two fighters are launched back, collapsing near the edge of the arena. Goku's Kaioken wears off as his body contorts in pain, while Hit doesn't move from the floor. With both fighters down, the tournament announcer decides to count to 10. Whoever stands up first wins. 10, 9, 8, 7. As the time ticks down, the audience is left grasping to their seats in anticipation. Which universe would win? However, once the announcer had finished the 10 count, no one stood back up. The tournament ends in a draw, as both fighters are left incapacitated. The Z fighters are left, unsure and desperate. Was Goku alright? He wasn't moving anymore. Did the Kaioken Blue prove to be more than his body could handle? Had the heart virus finally been too much for him? Beerus and Champa are left utterly pissed, nearly losing their temper. What were they going to do now? Who would win the Super Dragon Balls? Who would lay claim to Earth? However, as it seems like the Pero brothers are about to fight, the almighty being Zeno appears. The gods of destruction panic, shouting at everyone to show their respect as they bow down in fear. However, Goku manages to somehow stand back up as everyone cheers. He approaches the deity and charms Zeno as they become friends. With his gloves and mask on, Beerus tackles Goku to the ground as he chastises his people for even daring to approach Lord Zeno when he's a walking biohazard. Zeno laughs at the comical scene, asking who won the tournament, as Goku remarks no one did. Zeno thinks for a bit, as he decides that the ball should go to Goku's team as a gift to his new friend. Goku tries to politely decline, but he is smacked by Beerus. They absolutely cannot refuse any orders from Zeno. The dragon is summoned, and Beerus briefly wonders if he should remove the heart virus from Goku. However, the Saiyan approaches Beerus and tells him that he hasn't given up on defeating the heart virus. He didn't know how he would do it, but he and his friends would figure out how to get rid of it. They solved every other crisis that's faced them before. Their bonds, their faith in each other's abilities have saved them many, many times. Goku believes with all his heart that they will defeat the virus. Beerus is pleased with Goku's newfound resolve. He had finally gotten over his funk after all. He decides to give the mortals a chance to fix their own mess, as he wishes Universe 6's Earth to be restored. Before Universe 6 departs, Goku promises Hit that they will meet again someday for a proper rematch. Goku bets that Hit wasn't really out for the count back on the ring, as Hit chuckles. He doesn't know what he's talking about. For the first time since he arrived at the tournament, Hit smiles as he declares that he wants Goku to go all out for him in a rematch someday. Goku smiles and says, "Sure, I wouldn't have it any other way." Yet, on the trip back home, Vegeta asks if he was serious about that challenge. Goku's smile falters as he reveals he wasn't. He lied to Hit, and he thinks Hit knew that. He wants to keep his promise that he made after Frieza's invasion. Goku has no intention of using the heart virus ever again, even if it meant dying. If he had a choice between the life of everyone he's ever known and his own life, he'd choose everyone else. It's just the way it is. Vegeta goes quiet, not saying another word, as the Z fighters return home. Goku holds on to his family, his spirit glowing brighter than ever, as the shadow lying beneath his heart grows ever more. There will come a time when the virus would need to be confronted, but that day was not today. Today was a day of victory, as our heroes return to peace once more. But what if that time of plague and pestilence arrived? Would anyone be capable of overcoming that level of despair? The scene shifts to the far future as we see a scene of unparalleled horror. Entire cities are engulfed in flames and ash, as not a single soul could be found. These ruins were indicative of the state of the whole world. A decaying husk of something that was once full of life. No movement, no sounds, only silence. Until there wasn't. 3 figures emerged from the wreckage, clad head to toe in hazmat suits, attempting to rush into a giant machine. They had a mission. They had to go back in time. They needed to warn their friends and fight back against this dismal reality. However, in an instant, their final shred of hope was crushed and scattered across the wind. A tornado suddenly appears within the devastation, wrapping around one of the survivors as red eyes flash within it. A man emerges from the darkness, ripping off the head mask as the survivor is revealed to be an older Bulma. As she struggles to break free from the monster's grip, another survivor in a hazmat suit leaps forward and attempts to fight the threat, but they are simply swatted away like a fly. The villain creates a key ball in his hand, a purple, pulsating sphere of decay, as he brings it closer to his victim's face. No matter how hard you try to hide, you cannot escape your fate. Your divine punishment has arrived, mortal. Accept it, and atone for your debaucherous sins. Bulma screams as a bright light engulfs the sky, the 2 other survivors shouting in horror. Bulma's cries are quickly replaced with loud, excruciating coughs. She clutches her chest, tearing into her hazmat suit as one of the last humans, one of the final Z fighters left on this barren Earth, suffers a painful, brutal death. Her son, Trunks, looks on in horror, damning the murderer as we see the face of the Herald of Death. It was none other than Goku Black. The monster laughs as he declares that no mortal can escape his judgment. As the herald of this mighty plague, he will make sure no sinner is left alive. Hello everyone, my name is Professor Chimp. This has been What If Goku Learned the Heart Virus, Part 6. As we all probably learned by now, the Heart Virus is no joke. Thankfully, Goku didn't need to use it against the fighters of Universe 6. However, now we have a genocidal maniac with the greatest weapon in existence. Goku Black is going to break so many international laws and commit so many war crimes. I wonder if our heroes will have any hope of beating him. We'll just have to wait and see in the finale. Yeah, you heard that right. The next part is going to be the finale. I always envision this series ending with the Goku Black arc, and I'm going to pull out all the stops to make sure this series ends with a bang. I'll also do my best to wrap up any lingering plot threads and give the Heart Virus series the swan song it deserves. Maybe my next series could be about what if the Heart Virus joined the Z Fighters? Or maybe the Tree of Mights? Or maybe I can make a sequel to that Bardock Squad Survive video. You make the call. As always, I want to thank everyone who made this video possible. Firstly, I want to thank WhatIfUniverse for editing the video. He's a beast like always. I love working with him. I feel like we have the same wavelength at times when it comes to visual jokes for these videos. I also want to thank Ozzy the Brave for editing the audio. Audio editing is the bane of my existence, so his work makes my life infinitely easier. Lastly, I want to give a huge shout out to BrandoEdits. He's been the one who creates the amazing thumbnails I use for a majority of my thumbnails. I adore his work and his style. It's always so vibrant and exciting. His commissions are open, so I highly encourage all of you to reach out to Brando with any of your thumbnail needs. All of these guys' social media will be linked in the video description. Alright, I'll stop talking for now since I'm still recovering from some pretty bad bronchitis. Just know that I'll have another juicy video for you next week. Oh, and if you really do want a sequel to that April Fool's video, please let me know in the comment section down below, as well as any comments, questions, or concerns. If you'd like, please consider leaving a like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you can stay notified of any future updates. And tell your friends who love Dragon Ball about these videos, I'd really appreciate it. As always, my name is Professor Chimp. Stay safe out there, and I hope to see you all next time.